Poetic cinema. In 2049, bioengineered humans called replicants have been integrated into society. One of them, Kay, played by Ryan Gosling, works as a Blade Runner for the Los Angeles Police Department, hunting down and retiring rogue older model replicants. Blade Runner 2049 is the long-anticipated sequel to Blade Runner that came out in 1982. It's directed by Denis Villeneuve, stars Ryan Gosling, Harrison Ford, and Jared Leto, and is absolute perfection. Like, I've seen it twice now, and anyway, this is my review. Lord of the Rings. Watching Die Hard in the original 35mm print in New York. Blade Runner 2049 on IMAX. These are the cinematic experiences that I'll carry with me for my entire life, and from now on, Sony get a lifelong pass into whatever crap they bring out, because this movie looked, sounded, and felt like absolute perfection. From the opening scene, I had just like man water in my eyes. I was just marveling at this breathtaking cinematography, and just the sound radiating from the Dolby Atmos speakers was just, it was just so beautiful. If Roger Deakins doesn't get an Oscar for this year, I say that all film fans need to write the Academy, because each frame of this movie was just art in and itself. As for the performances, all round they were perfect. I did not spot one performance slightly out of character or out of place. In saying that, if you are going to the movie expecting a lot of Harrison Ford or a lot of Jared Leto, you will be disappointed, because 90% of this movie is basically just Ryan Gosling. And that's actually not a bad thing, because the way that they wrote the character and the way that Ryan Gosling carried the role, it was done in such a nuanced way, and his performance was just so focused that he really did carry this movie alone. As for the supporting roles, I can say without spoiling anything that everyone did the job that they were given, and they did it really well. Denis Villeneuve is swiftly becoming or outshining Christopher Nolan as the best new director working today. Some of the things that they explored in this movie I really appreciated, and it really added to the world building, like the prejudice against skin jobs. Which was something that I never really thought about. And also they focus a lot on the individuality of the replicants, which in turn have a lot to say about us as humans. Obviously this is a non-spoiler review, and I really can't get into too much because of it, but I can say that I feel as though this film will be explored like the original Blade Runner for years and years to come, and I can absolutely say that this holds up to the hype and is the most perfect sequel to a film that I'm sure all Blade Runner fans were desperately worried about. Something which will come out of this movie though, and I've already seen a bit of online chatter complaining about it, and that is the pace. Now, I could see teenagers getting quite restless in the theatre, but really all I have to say to that is that you're going in to watch Blade Runner. You are not going in for this action sci-fi movie. It is a slow burn, and it is more philosophical with its ideas, but with a runtime of almost 3 hours, not once did I look at my watch, and not once did I ever feel as though the pace really dragged. Something else which I really enjoyed about the film was the fact that they expanded on the technology of the world that was built in the original. Now, you see a lot of movies today, like Alien Covenant, for example, where the technology in the prequels is a lot better than the technology that you have in the originals. And what they did in Blade Runner 2049 was they progressed the analog technology, almost giving it like a Google or an Apple upgrade. And I really appreciated that because of the thought that obviously went into replicating the feel of the original. To sum up this review, I will say that this film absolutely needs to be experienced at the cinema. Now, I don't usually fanboy too much, because when I do watch a movie, I can generally pinpoint the faults of it, regardless of how much I love the film. But coming off of a second viewing, I can only really nitpick a few small issues, mainly in continuity and character motivation. For regular viewers of the channel, you know that I don't like giving grades or number figures to films, but I can absolutely say that this is my favourite film of the year, and I've seen it twice, and it needs to be seen on the biggest screen possible, like IMAX. Go see it in IMAX, and then when you get out of that screening, go buy another IMAX ticket. Prior to the release of the film, Denis Villeneuve released 3 shorts set in the Blade Runner world, and I could say that you definitely should watch them, and I'll even link them in the description of this video, and although they're not required viewing, it would definitely enhance your experience of the film. Thank you so much for checking out my review of Blade Runner 2049. If you'd like to check out my review of Blade Runner The Final Cut, you can find that on my channel. And I do apologize for the lack in video quality. I'm having a few issues with my camera at the moment, but it should be fixed and up and running by the time I have my next review. So have you seen Blade Runner 2049? Who is your favorite director working today? Let me know in the comments below, and of course if you like this video and want to see more, please click here to see more. Thanks for watching, bye.